Hello, you are listening to the Lifted to Life by Dana B podcast. I am Dana B. This podcast is not just about self-care, it's about discovering your authentic self. Hey guys, how are you today? Thanks for listening. Trigger warning, trigger warning. Today's episode is about grief. Grief is real. And even as I record this podcast, I was called with the news that one of my colleagues passed away, a woman that I had been working with for the past 4 years, but I felt like I've known her for a long time, and she suddenly passed away. Let me just first start by saying that grief is real. It is something I would never, ever, ever wish upon my worst enemies. It's something that I fared with in early 2021, well, rather late 2021 into 2022. 2021 way into 2023 was a tough time for me, my family, and my friends. November 2021, one of my favorite cousins, she passed away from COVID. And then in April 2022, my good girlfriend, who I loved dearly, who I'd known since I was a kid, she passed away from battling triple negative breast cancer. And then 2 weeks after her funeral, May 2022, my one and only uncle passed away from cancer as well. So it was a doozy couple of years. Hearing the news of so many people passing from many various things, loved ones departing their lives, and families grieving their loss. Grief is defined as deep sorrow, especially one that is caused by someone's death. And I do want to add, it's a feeling of being in a sunken state of mind. It's a feeling of despair. It's a feeling of loneliness and emptiness. There are 7 stages of grief: denial, numbness, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. There is a saying that if you can get over a breakup, you can get over a death. I don't know if that's true or not. I miss my good girlfriend every single day. I miss talking to her and telling her about the nonsense on my job, the craziness of relationships, online dating, the foolishness of it all. I miss laughing with her. I miss us calling each other by our beloved nickname, Sissy Pooh. I miss my uncle. I miss his text messages. I miss him at family gatherings, sitting in his favorite chair. I miss his advice. I miss his always looking out for his nieces and nephews. Whenever I go to my sister's house and find the television in the basement on, I say, "Hey, Uncle B." No matter how many times my sister or my brother-in-law turns that television off in the basement, it cuts back on automatically. And she says, "It's Uncle Bernard." Even though it's been 3 years since both of their passing, I still have weepy days. I've been told by a friend of mine who's a psychologist that when those feelings come, I am to welcome them. They won't last long. Those tears bring memories of their passing, but they also bring memories of the fun times that I had with both my Sissy Pooh and my uncle. With grief, I've learned a number of things. I've learned to live and to live out loud. I've learned to thank God when I open my eyes in the morning. I've learned to appreciate small things. I've learned to appreciate the purrs of my cat Pepper as she greets me first thing in the morning. I've learned to savor the taste of my herbal tea in the morning. I've learned to welcome the sunlight as I open the blinds every morning. I've learned to sing in the shower like I'm on some musical showcase. I've learned to laugh at myself. I've learned to dance while no one is watching. I've learned to listen as birds sing. I've learned to see colors dance around me as I take my walks. I've learned that death is a part of life and to not be so consumed by the chaos and the confusion of this world. I've learned to appreciate the life that I'm living. I've learned to deal with grief step by step. One of the biggest things that I do, specifically when it comes to dealing with grief is I journal. And I've talked about this in season 1. Journaling is healing. It's one of the best methods of getting your emotions and your feelings out. It allows you to just simply dump whatever is on your heart and whatever is on your mind. It's cleansing. It's purifying. It truly is a healing exercise that will cleanse you, that will free you. So this week, as I return to the office, there's going to be an empty space. My colleague that I've known for 4 years, and from what I understand, she had been working in the office or with this office for over 10 years, and she's garnered some amazing relationships. I will probably go through old emails. I'll probably go through old instant messages via Teams of me talking to her, me venting to her, and her just being a listening ear. Hell, I might go back to our meetings that we had that were recorded just to hear her voice. That will help me through the grieving process. So how do you handle grief? What steps do you take to handle grief? First, you must acknowledge it fully. Grief shows up in many forms, in sadness, anger, guilt, numbness, even relief. Trying to suppress it or stay strong can delay your healing. Let yourself feel what you feel without judgment. Second, give it time, not on a timer. Grief does not have an expiration. It's not one of those things where you're grieving and you're like, okay, in 24 hours, I should be fine. No, grief isn't linear. You might feel better one day and broken the next. As I said, I have my weepy days where I just sit. Sometimes it could be a scent. It could be a song. And all of a sudden I will just break down and I will cry. Sometimes I will cry throughout the day. That doesn't mean you're regressing. It means you're human. Healing doesn't follow a schedule. Talk about it or not. Sharing memories, feelings, or just your experience with someone who listens without trying to fix it can help. That might be a therapist, a friend, or as I stated before, journaling. But if you're not ready to talk, that's okay. Don't ignore your body. Grief often affects our sleep, our appetite, our energy. Try to get some rest, stay hydrated, and move your body a little. Even a short walk helps. These basics are part of emotional recovery, not separate from them. Create rituals or meanings. Lighting a candle, making art, planting a tree, visiting a place, or even carrying a token can give grief a tangible expression. Meaning doesn't erase pain, but it can soften it. On my cell phone, there is a collage of pictures, on my screen anyway. There's a collage of pictures that my good girlfriend's daughter put together. And it is something that every time I open my phone, it's just a collage of photos of me and my girlfriend and another friend of ours of all the things that we did together. Wine festivals, trips to Miami, trips to New Orleans, just our nights out grabbing a sip and a bite. And every time I open my phone and I see that, those are the most happiest moments. Next is accept that others may not get it. Some people will say clumsy things. Others may avoid you entirely. It's not your job to make them feel comfortable. Protect your energy. Ask for help if you're stuck. If grief becomes too much, persistent depression, withdrawal, harmful behavior, it's okay to reach out to a mental professional. Yeah, I had to do that when a friend of mine who basically, she grew up with us as a kid, and she passed away during COVID. And her death really hit me hard as well. And I had to talk to someone professionally. I had to speak to a therapist for what I was going through. And I'm glad that I did that. You don't have to carry that alone. You can talk to someone if you're open to it. Grief is real. And you're not having to do this by yourself. If you can reach out to someone, talk to someone, have those moments. Welcome those weepy days. Welcome those days of sadness as you think about that individual who is long gone. Have those moments where you just need to cry, but do not suppress those emotions. Invite them in. Well, guys, this ends this week's episode. I thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and I will see you next time.